It will be quickly back into the action, aggressive positioning already being held. In fact, not so much held, taken.
They're pushing right up for it, and Filu ready to catch that bait as it comes on in and follow up for another. This gets tough now for BBL. Everybody trapped on the backside. Movistar KOI might not expect them all to be here, but now they've got that info to play with. Levin down on 14, and the last man standing for BBL. He won't be standing for long by the looks of things. The defuse tapped and the shot dart in to finish him off. 1-0, a pistol round for Movistar KOI. And the good
Tested into this round. They're going for the buy. They've got Levin on a rifle, but their opponents have also invested a lot here.
Nice stuff. Sulcus finishing off that kill, just 10 HP needed. The outlaw in play, BBL. They forced up, as you said, there's a decent amount of investment. There's a rifle on Levin, but one player down, and it being Astra as well, it makes it much more difficult. Yumpy tries to sneak his way through the wall. Big investment from BBL. They've given themselves opportunities, but it was tough to connect anything so far. Magnum's flank up. It hasn't quite, it has been spotted. In fact, Grabinho got around the corner in time. A decent fight on the site. It's given Levin a chance. Again, though, a sliver of HP, and just that one shot needed. Gotta commend Shados as well, as the second man to take contact there on such low.
Covering it.
Smoke down deep is pushed Grabinho back. It's gonna let them get really close, and with so many pistols in play, that's exactly what you want. Yes, Magnum goes down. He's trying to watch that A push up, and the fact that they walk into him, he's only got a classic. Definitely not the man you'd expect to win the fights, but with the push on A, they decide to take this to the B site. And Grabinho, well, he just about sidestepped those shots in time. He's got support, though. Fly a stud here, outlaw in hand, and this is a problem. Everybody is vulnerable to just one shot of that rifle taking them down, but they managed to close the distance. They find out about the rifle, deal with it well as well. Okay, not bad from BBL to start with. Yumpy making it a bit more costly, but in the end, it's still pushed up in last round, so you're expecting that same aggression. The smoke down just a moment ago. He's tempted in.
He didn't know Filu was there.
It's the drone coming back in the other direction. It's very smart by Shados, and Filu gets a huge reward.
Yeah, didn't know he was there because the drone was shot by his teammate prior, so this has set them up nicely. The Vice wall in position. If they are going to go through it together, they need to get that timing right. And Flyer's already just waiting for it to be tripped, but doesn't win the battle. An important opener for Levin. Now they can get themselves into a post bomb.
Much needed indeed. BBL have to dodge that Hunter's Fury. It's coming in hot, and it's landing. Sociable down, and Sulcus with a massive punish. Now again, they have to pick up the pieces. The spike down at least. Time, not necessarily on their side. There's still quite a bit for Movistar KOI to work with, and they're not in a hurry. Spotting Magnum from the top rope. Shados might have sealed the fate of another round. Great shock dart, and the push around not gonna work out for Profect this time. A big round from Shados. He's really coming alive at the start of this map, much to the chagrin of BB.
Immediate space garnered, a passive hold from KOI this time. It seems like they've had the expectation. Instead, they're going to try and sell the idea with that Hunter's Fury, and it's an easy double pickup.
Especially, you take a look at the wall that you have here. There's no need to even commit many players to watching your back when you have that.
Slowing this squad so far, but now they look to run towards that B site once again, where only Flyer is waiting for them. That one, though, comes for free.
Already going in with the Dimensional Drift, and Soulcast hoping that he can find himself a target. They've seen one up close. Levin won't be getting away with that. And of course, it's Shados to connect again.
Yeah, and now there's nowhere really to go. Almost caught out by the salvos, having to play that deep post plant. BBL did realize that this double ult combination was there in potential, but playing this deep with only 2 players remaining, that was a superb retake coming out of the side of KOI. And I'll be honest with you, so far they have looked like a
little bit extra. A phenomenal start with 5-1, and as you said, 11-0 for Shados. This crunch now puts pressure on Flya. The flash was perfect. Magnum doing well, putting Flya in the dust, and they move to the B side.
Yeah, they've standing ahead. They popped the steel gun? No, I think they held it. Maybe realizing that they can clear that space without needing to utilize that ultimate. Flyer also lost his on the other side, and one thing I want to note, last time out when we watched Sociable, he was fantastic when it came to that attack side operator. First time we've had that in play. I think for the defense now, okay, you got some extra credits, but the amount of time that's been bought by the Steel Garden, it seems like this one's done, but they are still challenging for this.
Still pushing forward. BBL happy to greet this party as they find themselves a 3v1 time well and truly ticking away, and Shados swinging into heavy traffic, giving Levin.
I'm gonna be incredibly worried, and Filu has brought out an op of his own, trying to get a little bit more aggressive around mid. That's all he was looking for. That opening A site is where they will challenge. We've said this before, Soulcast's goal is just to delay. Slow them down as much as possible, but the re-swing doesn't find much. It is a big area, though.
Yeah, it's going to cover a lot of ground. Oh, the shot from Sociable doesn't land, and ult comes into play. Fires off one with great success. Shados down, and they're turning tail. They're running the other way, but Yumpy's got him boxed in. He's going to make this beyond costly for Movistar KOI. And on your way back into the series, after being dead.
Don't think it's going to get close enough, though, to go all the way back down. The corner of the smoke given for space. I don't actually think they know that he didn't leave. He's just stuck around. It's not going to be the picks going the way. And Soulcast actually come out with 2 here.
Well, they didn't know how many numbers were here, right? They saw one player, maybe suspected a second, but nice shock dart from Yumpy. Leveled the playing field, or even put it more in their favor, tipped the scales back over into BBL's hands as the plant comes through. Soulcast and Filu, a rifle and an operator still to work with, but they haven't been able to deal with Sociable just yet. And he has been the difference maker with that big gun in hand. Misses the shot, though. Doesn't miss the second.
He knew he was going up there.
Connection. Soulcast needs the ace with 2 more to find. He'll go for the reload. He'll go for the round, but put to bed by Yumpy. Still being in this position, Salvo's buying him away back the smoke. He's now on backside, 20 seconds left. They're gonna have a lot to contend with. They're forced forward into Filu's hands. One found as Soulcast backs him up at the trades. They're still going back and forth. The spike on the ground with 12 seconds left. BBL need to pick up the pace here. Yumpy wants a safe spot to plant from. Sociable needs to hit this shot, but his arsenal, indeed the arsenal of BBL taken away. The shorty good for one. Sociable escaped just about. And the ult comes down, a shot needed here, and it's clean! The conversion to the pistol, the headhunter not finding its mark, but the op comes back to
pushing it to the spawn, and he is on the site. Sociable is taking absolute liberties. They're going to sell the idea. He goes with the shorty. This guy's playing ranked. He's playing ranked. He sold a fake just trying to do that. But the spike was actually going back in his direction. So now with 25 seconds left, they're walking into an A site that still has 2 players within it.
Perfect. That's a misread. That's a big misread. Yeah, of course, the big rotation hadn't come off the B site. There were still 3 players close, and now 12 seconds. Spike needs to go on the site. There's no time to stop. Just run forward, and they'll win the fights. No way they've managed to recover this with a plant going down. It's not even needed. 1 round to go in the half. Movistar KOI, they've fought what they can, and a Guardian seems to be enough. Sociable. He's had so many high-impact rounds, but they got sick of him on B. Pushed up, took him out, and now we see what the rest of the squad can do without that huge operator play. 11, good for 1, but Filu's matching a 3-piece. And Levin's only got 2, but the plant, well, that might give them a chance with Levin creeping up inside the smokes. He wants to take the fight to them, and he has matched the performance on the other side. Gotten his ult as a result, but Movistar KOI also have the info. Can they deal with Levin? No flashes to work with, but just baits for his teammate. Wonderful stuff, leaving Grabinho alone.
This is not the gun you want in this moment. And there you go, a rifle found at least. And at least smoke things off and try and just stick this under their noses. He's going for it. Halfway done, tries to bait the remaining players in, but has already left the smoke. First shot lands. A little bit of extra damage, all he needs, but it will be the shorty of Levin to side of Movistar KOI, but it will allow for the rotation to come back in. An aggressive potential spot from Levin, but he will be overwhelmed. Profek now in horrible position.
They know he's here too. Just looking to push together, jumping through the smoke as 3. They will easily deal with Profek. Movistar KOI, they had a great start. 5-1 in the previous map, and looking to repeat that here with another pistol. Shock darts go through, time quite low, and the plant needed right now. No time If that plant is stopped, then Yumpy at least has him boxed in!
My
With
God.
a phenomenal play! A three-piece from Yumpy! And no doubt taking his time to celebrate down on the stage before the defuse. That
Do
is
you reckon we're
phenomenal.
going to have a replay of him screaming? Do you, you know, I'm sensing it. I'm sensing.
Right here.
We'll get it.
It's weird because like off cam, he's always barking. Like, that's where Yumpy actually gets it from. It's called the pow bark.
Oh.
Well, see you later.
That he barks or imitates Yumpy as best he
Yeah,
can.
but he's also well, he's got more muscle than both of us combined. So I'm starting to question if this is a good idea.
Yes, I am curious if he can lift both of us at the same time, one arm each. We'll see. We'll see what we can get done.
Hey, the BBL fans will enjoy that.
I'd enjoy that. Anyways, round 14. A lot of pistols in play for KOI. Not a lot anymore, as Levin is just shredding through them. The recovered Marshall on the floor. A flash well placed and well timed. Oh no, Filu's had a bit of a whiff. Might just be that they're forced to play the retake. I see them step forward. Revealed. One player on the back of the site, and they both swing into Shados! But Levin from up top, even with low
Ball coming in, but it won't be that gun picked up. Social already getting maybe a little bit further, but eventually. So it's currently left completely on its lonesome. Shados seemingly aware of the potential, but he's got to be careful because if he goes down, that's not worth it.
Those vines to stop them getting to site. So huge delay there. That's why they're stacked up on A. And Movistar KOI about to learn a lesson about the setup that's in play, about the numbers they'll run into. They take out Levin, that will spur them forward. But Tom, still 3 players here.
Filu already gone, the stuns are nice, but even still Sociable could play ahead of them and escape without too many issues. The gap wasn't seen though, and actually they've managed to trade this back. Make it look doable for Grabinho. Someone who's always been solid in these sort of scenarios, has found the space, but still doesn't know where Yumpy's coming from. Had a decent idea, but the timing couldn't be any worse. And you put this side of things, they've now gone aggressive on that side of the map. Sociable still in position. Drone coming his way, but you know that he's going to be tempted to stick around, and they don't even wait for the drone to actually clear off this angle. He's been able to hold on, gets 2 for his money. And well, the drone attempted to clear him. Shados has done well though, at least bringing things again back into contention. And because he killed off Sociable, you don't have the trap here on mid.
30 seconds left.
The wall was triggered on A as well. Movistar KOI know there's a flank likely underway, but they're caught up in the push towards the site. Solkas better be watching their back, but now losing Flya, they have to spur forward. The door's wide open for Magnum. And he's gonna walk right into play with 12 seconds left. There's no time. They need to get on that site.
The orb is gonna be taken eventually from Flyer to get the Steel Garden online. We know how impactful Armageddon can be, and hey, if Profek wants to spam a smoke with Vandal bullets, it's not going to get much easier for them.
Okay, ult goes in, but no real ground take.
They only just
In response from BBL, they just sit back, waiting for that ult to come into completion so they can take down Filu, and that's the rifle for Movistar KOI. There's one to be retrieved, and it will be picked up by Solkas. Post-planned ultimates, Shados and Solkas can do a lot, but Magnum's coming in, and he's managed to find Solkas, somehow leaving Grabinho alive, but not for long.
He's got Stinger.
Flya's got it all to do,
What?
on range, Stinger to Spectre, he's playing
no.
gun game. But his opponents got there first.
They needed a few more kills before he get to a rifle.
The judge next, I suppose. You know, I read from a coach before, if they stack B, we should go A. I think that's what they're going for here. Whether the result is going to be found or not, well, that is still to be seen as Magnum finds a double, and he's left down to a shorty. But if they try to pounce on him from here, Levin will be more than capable of providing that bit of support. They're sent out by the salvos. The gate crash used to keep him alive. But Movistar KOI, they get the sight for that ult, but they lose so much in this 3v5. Their flank is open and being pushed on. They need space, and they try to fight for it, but Magnum stands in their way. A bastion of defense for this squad, and an ace on.
Do just think that on the day it went horrifically, they've decided to scrap it and go back to a much more aggressive, fast-paced sort of comp. Already though, the initial fight will go the way of BBL, and we'll continue in that direction. Levin up top. the Turkish jet in the server is enough for me to be convinced, but we'll see how this one goes. It's a firefight into middle, and Shados, well, I don't think he's starting this one off 12-0.
Something that I think KOI will struggle with here, especially now that BBL are back in more reasonable territory in terms of the agents they're playing.
Pretty Yumpy getting aggressive, but I agree. I think having elevation on this map has always been a factor. You talk about when Chamber was in fashion, it still gave you that avenue. Waylay does, and of course, the old classic is the jet. Something that we'll be missing here. I've enjoyed seeing the Tejo more though. The ability to clear those angles, but well, Yumpy just farming things up on the KO. He can get
work with Profek and Sociable, the ones bringing those through. Sociable had a phenomenal map, but we'll often look to him as the operator player to land those duels. That's a Spectre!
That was a Spectre caught off guard. Maybe I was right, 0-2.
Whoa, at this stage, Tom, are you giving good odds? I might put something down. This is, that's tough. 2-0 is the scoreline, and it may get even better for BBL. Flya, well, he's going to make sure that's not too likely.
That's
second flank coming up, though. It's Levin on his way. Outlaw in hand. Profek picks another. And the upgrade for Levin wasn't heard. They ran to plant the spike, so no idea that there's a man sneaking up. They go to clear it, but they're not clearing this avenue where he's already up close and ready to fight. 17 HP, but he's done enough. Look, well, he's done more now, taking Solkis down, and Magnum Spec 3 out of 4 rounds. BBL ended up on 3 rounds total. But they had the Clove, they had a weird comp. Now it's looking a bit better. And Movistar KOI are, yeah, they're not KC. Profek shredding them around yellow, just dancing about. He'll eventually fall, and that puts us into a 3 versus 3. A good chance for Movistar KOI to make up for a fumble in round.
From having that kill contract, Ultimate's incredibly close, and the turret looking to try and take contact from them here, diving into space will be Levin. And now Sociable is all that stands in their way. They still got to be careful though. We know what this guy can do in clutch situations. A sniper, normally his weapon of choice, but just got to look to try and bait them into the plant at this stage. It looks like the deal is already done, not knowing where there's remaining players are going to be standing from. A nice shot onto Flyer, but surely at this stage, the time is way too far gone. And while Shados, they may not add a kill to the tally, we'll win a round.
Sight the flank on its way from Corbinho as we speak.
They're going back.
And so they're content to play it slow and back off, but Magnum's filled in that space. He grabs one, slows their retreat, 35 seconds left. But as he goes back to this B site, they have to be so aware of this potential flank play. Oh, Magnum's got another. They are very much slowed down, but now here's the opportunity for Corbinho to maybe even guarantee this round. It's a 3v4. He needs to find value here.
Problem is that the Armageddon is still available. They have to find a safe place to actually plant this, otherwise there goes the ultimate. It's going to drag him from behind, needs to stick it over the line, and hasn't managed to get it. It was the perfect position. You even saw the pings on the map just before it. They knew where it needed to be placed. A massive spot from Profek, but not a man whose crosshair I'd want to walk into, just looking for some taps through. He got caught for this in the last map, but, well, Filu's the one to bite the brand. That's two! That's two just on spams!
Oh, and now he's got one that they're in the open. Profek putting up the numbers, leaving Flya and Shados all alone. The spike at least planted. The alarm bot covering their back, spotted by Levin. He'll try to creep his way past it. He's gotten through, but they heard him. And Flya's in there for his 3rd kill of the round. The spike still ticking. What looked to be a lost cause has been pulled back. He already picked up 3. Why not keep on going? But well, the ball stopped rolling pretty quickly. Look at this aggressive position taken by Levin. Catching Shados off guard, getting out of here will be tough, but he's got the cover. In fact, no, he doesn't back off. He sticks around.
Denial, but I like this from Movistar KOI. Just pausing for the moment. Still 2 players here. Profek in a very aggressive position. I don't know if he'll be expected, and he's just so clean with it. The tabs coming off the back of this Vandal. Well, yeah, you'd think maybe he's not just Polish, he's half Turkish, because that has been utter filth. He's been learning from the best, it seems. And now the rest of the squad are just sitting passively, looking to try and fight this together. Well, it's not KOI.
Maybe that's going to end up in someone else's hands, and indeed it's on the Shados.
Well, he's playing this entry where he gets a long way to go in this map. 5 rounds up to 2. There's never been a death sentence. We saw it in the last, but Shados' lurk forward has eventually been caught, and the space on A completely given up. There's only one man standing in their way right now, but you also have to bear in mind the weaponry. There is next to nothing in the hands of this Movistar KOI squad. Levin's being smart about it as well. Knows that a gap could have been found and is now just waiting for that support, or at least it looked like it is. He's now going forward.
Yep, that he is. Dash was online. He didn't want them to get the plant in. Use those weaker weapons up close. Oh, he's going for them. He wants the kill, and he'll get it as well.
Run back in.
At this point, it's going to cause problems if they don't get back in the pit on time, and it looks like just about getting there.
Okay.
Filu grabs one, but they know where he is. Diving down, Levin falls, but Profek converts. And the problem is, they've got to stick inside that pit. Have one of their own down at least, so those players will start to decay.
Look how deep the positioning as well from Grabinho. Like, clearing him out is almost going to be impossible. He's just not facing any of these angles. This post plant is nasty. The knife has been utilized, and I believe will have connected onto him, but I think that's irrelevant at this stage. Profek just trying to bait someone in, but well, with how close Shados is sitting, it's all too easy. Solkas with that final limp.
He has. Grabinho only getting his weapon out now. I was worried he was coming around that corner with a knife.
He's in the drone.
Up goes the drone, and an opportunity Levin will not let slip. Taking down Flya, but he loses his life in the process from Movistar KOI.
Hunter's Fury gone.
This could be ideal. Yes, Hunter's Fury gone, but with Filu having the ult online, if they can pick one player out, the advantage is theirs to play around. Yumpy, the man with the operator, and he's pulled into the ult. The classic needed to break shield, and he's not going to find the kill. Filu, wonderful ultimate used, and Movistar KOI with the advantage as a result.
Careful. We've seen Profek popping off. Sociable down, and eventually on the edge of that Viper screen. Shados should have put this one to bed. We've already had a huge round or two from Magnum in the last map, but this would likely be the best of them. And with their economy, they're looking to take further ground.
They've pushed all the way up, and with weaker weapons, you expect this kind of a risk. Sociable picking off Flya, and I don't think he's going to take that drone out for the rest of the half. Only one round left. Lockdown comes into play. BBL send, Movistar KOI scrambling backwards, and the Blade Storm eagerly awaiting them. A double pickup, and then Sociable swings in to fit, sending one out, Magnum, to look for that lurk through middle. They know that it's a possibility, if not a probability, and Magnum's got his timing, but he's not landed the shots to fight towards the alleyway. Good to start with. Profek doubling up on his duels, and a little more needed, but Solkas the only one standing in their way. He's got the first, the second even, and Grabinho with the from the grave snake bite has
Sharky water. In fact, with the rest of the team going back in the other direction, there's no way anybody expect anyone to be here. So mmany gaps to be found, but Flyer at least managing to find that trade.
Wasn't in his drone this time. Ready to take the fight. The creep up coming through from Sociable could find huge value. He's jumped up, it's a perfect angle. Nobody's spotting him. Sociable with a free play, at least onto one, and damage done to Solkas. Making it a little easier for the rest of the squad to follow up. In fact, the turret almost found one, but Levin, he got in there, and well, all classics from Movistar KOI, but a good read. 4 players on the A side. Magnum with the challenge. Ah, but he's got his trusty Spectre out.
Yeah.
I shouldn't doubt him for a
solid
moment.
long-range weapon, the Spectre.
Well, yeah, it's certainly when he's got his Levin out as well, it's a different story altogether. Quick little double pickup for them both. A plant for Levin, which will get him just one away from the Blade Storm, and information on where Grabinho is. The question is, who wants that orb? It's time to go and earn it, and it's Magnum's for the taking. It's Spectre with a 3. Well, I think, yeah, we're definitely at that point. It's time to show up for Movistar KOI, or this one could quickly slip away. Grabinho falling, like you said, Tom. That is the site open for the taking, but Shados steps in to try to put up a fight. Digits for BBL, and they pretty much locked that in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a few spots on this map that if I see a Blade Storm coming into a round, I'm thinking, there's a good chance that guy dives there. One of them is the mid-tube, but I guess it just never crossed the mind of Grabinho. And for him to be the solo B-site defender is a real terrifying prospect. And already, you can understand for the side of BBL, if they try and just hump for these, the last man having a Spectre, and you know what? Yeah, maybe.
It's right at the end. It's Bulldogs, a Guardian in play. Lots of weaknesses. Levin tagged up, but a lot of that comes back online with the wall. Shados provides cover from up top, but the plant, it's undeniable.
I'm still invested into this one. No ultimates available for BBL in this moment. Looking at the sniper of Profek, a chance to rain damage down. Shields are minimal. Only Grabinho has the option here, but the cleanup is fantastic. Yumpy's done well, though. He needs to try and eliminate all 3 remaining players. An ace necessary. Shadows peaks ahead of things, and whoa, there was a moment. There might be an attempt to try and catch the player before they can actually plant. That's risky. The jump up, but they're going to try and isolate Sociable, but that's easier said than done. Flyer literally flying through the air to try and get rid of him, and they're all looking to just fight Sociable right now. Almost the entirety of the squad are battling one guy. The rest of the team have taken the site, but that's a big kill to find. Being able to remove one, now gets into a 1v1 battle versus Magnum. This time has a rifle to hand, but won't be able to hold on to things. Clearing this back angle onto Profek and leaving just Yumpy remaining.
Fuse has already started. The wall is going to give perfect cover. It's almost fully diffused. And indeed, before Yumpy can swing, it's already in Movistar KOI's hands. Look.
Impact, I would say, than usual from Ultimates. Even with low purchases, seems like the ults have made all the difference. Magnum, it's looking the other way, and nobody else currently holding the angle. Bit of an early slip up, and V-Loop under pressure, going to take a lot of damage. Giving Levin that extra space, stun thrown through the spam on either side, not quite finishing the job, but in fact it's Profek on the pistol. Flyer that goes running in. Just look.
BBL now, they've got the site, but they're looking for the duels. They want the fights. Armageddon put into play, but a gap for Shados, and he's fighting within it. A 3-piece pickup, and the round as a...
Alongside salvos, we've already witnessed the front side aside, but the goal here was just to deny the orbs. He actually gets Sociable behind, but then Levin, he's been so good on this jet entry. Almost unstoppable. The headshot onto Zolcas, one of the easiest kill Yumpy's ever going to find. When you put that jet in the hands of a Turkish duelist, you know roughly what you're going to get. Almost a gap given, a lot of damage connected. Levin's still in an aggressive spot, though, and just not missing a beat on the jet. 22-10 right now. This has been his series.
He dashes, gets his dash on with 2 quick kills, and goes again. Flying under the radar, or maybe over it. Doesn't look like the punish will be there. Oh, no, he's actually got it. Timing's perfect. Sneaking up behind. It's Filu leading the charge. He's got the rifle, and of course the drone sent out by Flyer clears out a lot of this space. Lockdown comes into play, and they want to cut off rotations. Flyer does well to find his ones, and they will just back off immediately. They know now the rotate's coming into A. Ready for this fight. The Viper wall is going to come up a little late, as they've already crossed in. Levin in position, ready and waiting. Deep Viper's pit in play. Levin has to hold that angle, and he'll only get the one. The pit won't stop them if they push around the backside, and that's a big problem. With only one player making his way through, it's Grabinho that could definitely be in trouble, but the ult used, it actually catches the player closer. The Profek still good to sit inside the pit, stabbed in the back by Grabinho. Nano goes into play, and they're both low. The Vipers for BBL and for Movistar KOI, another 2-0 defeat. This puts them to the position where they almost definitely can't take it across the line. And Levin's dash in decimates Grabinho. Shados goes down in the dirt as well, and Levin ain't done yet. He's in the spawn. Flya finally puts him to bed, but Levin's gotten BBL a 4v3.
It's like watching like an old school, like, I don't know, a Durka or a Kellogg's or something like that, where it's just like, I'm not going to stop fighting you until you put me down. A man advantage again. Ultimates all gone, dissipated. Nice work from Filu, will at least make it competitive. In fact, he finds a double. But Yumpy's lurking through the backlines. Magnum looking to play up close, needs to deny this defusal. Filu with another, and actually, it's too far away from Yumpy. He could just defuse in front of his nose. Nothing that can be done. Filu with a life-saving round, but again, they survive with having something in this round. The A-Site simulator, the icebox of old. As they look to fight this again, and Wildflyer stuck in no man's land, but Filu has dealt with Levin and gets his ult online.
Yeah, the ult though, whether it's going to be used or not, they're already close. He's got to clear them out first. Damn good try of it so far. Down goes the shield. 3 versus 3. For Movistar KOI, all players on site. They don't know if they've gone back at this point. Soon they'll find out that Sociable is up top, looking for a battle and finding it. Filu with another though. He is dragging this team across the line, kicking and screaming, but he'll finally fall. Loosening his grip on the map as 12-9 could turn into 13 with a 3-piece from Sociable. It's